Hello there everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector 75. Welcome back to another Transformers Generations, or well, you can call it Combiner Wars review. This is of course the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. I picked this up the other day at Smith's. I had a voucher for £6 off, and I was waiting for this to come down in price actually, because I think it was £45 in there. But I thought to myself, it's probably not going to come down in price, and it was one figure that I did kind of want. So yeah, with a voucher it was 39 quid. So I thought, yeah, that'll do then. No, my luck, I'll probably see it in the future, probably for about 20 quid or something. But either way, I've got it, and I'm actually really pleased with it. But before I come on to this, I just want to do a kind of what I've been buying lately. I don't get as many chance to do these as I used to. So when I do have quite a selection of figures that I bought lately, it's nice to show them off, isn't it? We'll put it aside for a moment. We'll start with probably the smallest one. This is, I got this the other day, and I've got to say, this is a fantastic figure. This is the FT, or FansToys, I can't remember his name, Forager, something like that. This is, of course, their take on a masterpiece styled Kickback. It just looks amazing. It just feels great. I mean, I love the die cast in this, in the legs. Maybe that's not necessarily needed, I don't know. I think because then you're going to wear these joints out pretty easily because just the weight. So maybe it didn't need all the die cast. But it's a fantastic figure. I think it just looks amazing. I just really love this. And on my masterpiece shelf just up to my left, it's really filling out with that nice core Generation 1 cartoon masterpiece figures. I think I've got a Starscream, I haven't got him down here, but all I need is a decent Thundercracker and Skywarp. I've got the original masterpiece Skywarp, which yeah, I want the newer version of that, but once I get Thundercracker and Skywarp, that would just be filled out. That would be brilliant. Anyway, right, so that was him. What else have I been buying lately? Obviously that was the box for him. I also got, in the same parcel, I did get the FansToys FT07 Sludge. Can't really fit him in. Looks amazing, pretty damn good if you want my opinion. Very heavy, very bulky, just what a Dinobot should be. What else did I buy? I did get this through the post a few weeks ago now actually. Very, very pricey. This is the Combiner Wars Predacus. The box set, what can I say, amazing. I really like the decos of the figures inside it. I think it was a good purchase, although very expensive purchase, but just one of the ones that I did want. I haven't bought no real decent BotCon figures for quite a while now actually. So I was only ever going to get something that really meant a lot, and a good Beast Wars figure. No, not technically Beast Wars, but you know what I mean. So yeah, so I was always going to get that one if I could. I should be going, I think I'm going to, oh, what is it? I can't think what it's called now. Roll Out Roll Call. So I should be getting the Megatron and the Air Razor when I go there. So that's pretty good. I don't know what days I'm going yet. Yeah, so, but I'll be there at some point if anyone's out there's going. And I also did get this, the MPP 10B, which is of course the black oversized masterpiece MP10. Really good figure, really pleased with that. That looks the bollocks, that does. Right, I think that's about it really. I've bought a few other little bits, but nothing really massive. Right, so let's move on to the actual figure itself. It is a very good Generations figure, if you're my opinion. I think it does suffer from what the figures seem to be suffering from these days. Some hollow bits, you know, but you can't really tell that off here, obviously, because usually those bits would be hollow, but you know what I mean. But other than that, it's actually a very good Generations representation of Ultra Magnus. I don't think you get a lot better. I mean, this is actually a very good precursor to the Titan Wars Power Master Prime that's coming out. And you can see how, obviously, this figure does carry some of the traits already from the Titan Wars, using obviously this little figure here. Cannot for the life of me remember what he's called. We've got the instructions here. Does it actually say? Minimus Ambus. What is that all about? I really don't know. I would have preferred it at least being called Alpha Trion or someone like that. That would have given it a little bit of hot rod. You know, just something. Don't know what that is. Minimus Ambus. Anyway, but he's a nice little car. Does remind me of the old Minicons from the Armada phase. Let's just transform it. He only transforms into some weird little car anyway, or hover car. Let's get his legs out. Oh, without dropping him. And he's quite, if you want my opinion, he's quite a nifty little car. This actually folds down onto his back. If I can separate him here, it's a very fiddly thing, I'll tell you that now. For such a small little car, it is a very involved transformation. And there we go, and so he's all on ball joints, and I love the legs, because you can get some real damn good posability for such a little figure. Yeah, he reminds me of the old Minicons that you used to get. So, a very good figure. Don't know if he's going to zoom in on his head there. Kind of looks like Alpha Trion, doesn't it? But there we go. Maybe if someone else knows exactly who he's supposed to be, maybe they can tell me. But either way, we'll pop him to the side. We don't need him until we transform Ultra Magnus, and I do kind of like what happens to him. Right, so anyway, so obviously Ultra Magnus is a car carrier. I don't have any other Generations cars to actually see if they fit in, but they probably would. You'd probably at least get one here, one on top. So, you know, it's good. I like the missiles. I like it all, really. Can you detach these to form the little things that come down? Yeah, you can, sort of, can't you? So there's his little ramps that draw a car. Obviously, he's going to have a bit of a job getting up this bit. But, you know, so you've got that bit. Can you detach this? So it comes like that. Yeah, you more than likely can, like the old G1. That's pretty cool. I like that. Right, so anyway, we're going to transform this now. Now, I haven't only transformed this once, so you're going to have to bear with me while I just look at my instructions. Right, we're going to close these back up, because I don't think we're going to need these out just yet. We are now going to separate these arms. It has quite a very reminiscent. Oh yeah, I've got to take these missile pods off. Take them off. Come back to those a bit later. It does have a very reminiscent transformation of Generation 1 Ultra Magnus. Now I'm just going to move my camera up slightly. That rotates up, doesn't it? Can't remember now. That comes out. We're doing this. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know what that's all about then. Yeah, so these fold all the way up. Ooh, without hurting yourself, Jesus. Right, so that goes up there. Now these, I like this. These do collapse in on themselves like that. Fold the hand back out, forming his usual arm wrist guards, whatever you want to call them, like that. That folds into there. That gives you his arms. Now then, what we're going to do here? Now, oh, 1 second. Here we go. We've done all that. Done all that. Done all that. These side bits have got to come off. We just sort of like separate these off the sides. And then these are a very curious little joint, which then fold somewhere. They do something, don't they? I remember that. They do this and then just sort of hang around, maybe. I can't remember for the life of me at the moment. I don't think it's going to matter too much. They do sort of just hang around at the moment. Then we're going to come to this little section just in here, and we're going to get it out, I think. There we go. So we get that bit out. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we are. And then this bit is going to now come round and down. I don't know if I can get these bloody legs down. There we go. See, we're almost there, really. It is just a little bit of a more convoluted original Ultra Magnus. There we're going to separate these bits now. I think we do something with these feet down here, don't we? Sort of bring them out, bring them round. These are obviously going to fold up towards the back somewhere. This little bit is going to tab in on the front, if you can get it to do that. That comes round, probably goes in there, that goes in there somewhere. That should go in there, I don't know why it ain't. Probably because it's not tabbed in somewhere, right? Yeah, anyway, so that's the idea. Bring these legs out. This is probably the worst review you've seen of this Ultra Magnus figure. So anyway, I'm going to bring this around. This is what I really should practice this before I actually do it. But it's only because I just don't have the time anymore to put in a decent thing. Oh, that's why. Yeah, there's a little bit in here. I think that's got a tab in there, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, there we go. Right, so that's gone in there. That goes in there. And this bit folds up to the back. That's going to tab in there. Right, yeah, there we go. Right, so let's come back to this one. Is he tabbed in? Probably not. Can't remember what it's supposed to be tabbed in now. There we go. So then that comes around, that tabs in. It's on there. If I remember right, there was one of these that just did not want to tab in. And it's probably bloody that one. So that comes around, that comes... Oh, yeah, he's got to go in there, hasn't he? All right, there we go. Right. So there we have his legs. Now, his feet are a little bit finicky. All right, so there we have his arms. Now then, this little bit, can do it in a moment. We've got to do something with this bit now. We're going to come back up here. Now you've got to rotate this around. This slides all the way down and around. Then this cab section rotates all the way down and into place. I do like that. Then you've got to split it open somewhere, like this. Open those out. Bring this whole section up with his head. That lifts up. And like that. So he's going to be a bit like Star Saber. I do like that. Anyway, so this is all now tabbed in, basically. These are his arms and everything. And so this is your core. Now, I don't like how the ratchet points work, and there's no decent ankle tilt. So it's hard to get him in a decent pose, if you want my opinion. It's a little bit finicky. Anyway, right, so once you've got him here, you then take, well, I suppose you can put his missiles on now if you want. They just tab back into that little spot up here. Like so. Now you take this guy, and he now fits snugly into here, and I really like this. This does look really good to me. Well, they could have called him Sentinel Prime. He looks a bit like a Sentinel Prime to me. So now you can sort of just sit him in here, and he does sit in pretty good once you figure out exactly where he's supposed to sit. And it looks like he's driving Ultra Magnus. I think there's a little couple of ports that you can plug his hands into. I'm not totally sure. Maybe not. Either way, he does sit in there quite snugly once you just get him sitting in there like that. So you get him in, Ultra Magnus just sort of closes up, and then you can close up these cab sections here. Bring this little head down, and that will fit just over his head, and then this section just rises up and then tabs neatly in, giving you Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. And I think he looks really good. He's a good size ultra figure. What are they called these days? Leader class figure. And he looks pretty damn good. Now he does come with a couple of guns, black in colour. Don't really want to hold in his hands too greatly, as far as I can remember. And that one ain't too bad. And he does have this one for this hand, and you can sort of like combine them to make some sort of club. Oh no, he does hold them pretty much all right. I really like it. I think it's actually really good, and this is again, this is why I wanted the figure, because I think he does look good. I should get my spring around another Generations Ultra Magnus. My camera did decide to cut eye on me just a second there. I don't think you're going to get much better, and I'm looking forward to the retooled Power Master Optimus Prime. That is another figure I do want to get of this figure, because I think it's been retooled enough, so it's obviously not just a recolor, because that'd be a bit silly. But it's going to look really good as Optimus Prime. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to get the Takara version or the Hasbro version. Depends what sort of money I've got at the time. But I'd probably go towards the Takara one, because that looks a little bit more decent colour, at least. Yeah, honestly, I think this is a very good figure. And it has a little bit of superiority over the Masterpiece version, in fact, because he doesn't have that weird flap thing hanging off his arse. So, you know, it's actually really good. I mean, if I can get a close-up of that head sculpt, let me have a look. Hold on. Let's see if I can zoom in up here. Hold on. There we go. Using all the wondrous technologies available to me these days. That is a great head sculpt. Very reminiscent of Ultra Magnus. Yeah, really, really good. I actually really like this figure. Can't actually say that enough times. Yeah. So anyway, right, this has been Graham, the Collector 75, with Combiner Wars or Generations Ultra Magnus. Yeah, I might even sell now. I'll probably keep my war for Cybertron, wherever he is, for all of Cybertron Ultra Magnus, just because it's part of that sort of line in it. But either way, great figure, well recommended. Alright, I shall see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.